Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, August 21st, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. Whenever you join me, I appreciate you so very much. And if you're new to my podcast, welcome. Please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com, as well as my Facebook business page under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. I'm also on Instagram, and I'm also TikTok. Find me out there, please. I'm all about, education, spiritual help, serving. So I hope that you will. And I also hope, especially on YouTube, that you will like, subscribe, and share. A special shout out to those who are listening every week. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you. Please keep on supporting. Please keep on listening. I hope, and I do hope it's helping. I do hope it's helping you, and I'm very grateful when you let me know that it is, because it's what it's all about. So thank you so much. So today's topic: why it's so important to heal. It's not an obvious answer. It's not a one-dimensional answer. The greater that we heal ourselves, the greater our life becomes. Because we have nothing in the way, we remove all blocks. When something needs to be healed, it is from a block. A diagnosis is from a block. It's from something that is formed over time and now has become physical to the extent that it has to be treated. Now, you've heard me, if you come every week, you've heard me say that it's not mean. It is your human fault. It's just energy. It is the way it is. And it's so important to be in the present moment and to tap into what is going on. What do I need to heal? And how much more do I need to love myself? Because needing to heal is also a call to love. It's a call to loving yourself in the most dramatic, largest way. In love with yourself. In love with life. And if you can master that, anything that is happening within your body, it has to do some form of healing. It may even go to the extent of spontaneous healing. It is individual. But whatever occurs, it'll be for the better. You're doing, as a team member role, the best for yourself. But not only that, when you go about healing, even if it isn't about a physical ailment or diagnosis, you are removing blocks to wealth, to love, to the best relationships, to opportunities in your life. So it's multidimensional. There's so many important reasons to focus on healing. Now, I want to also say, because I see this so often, and I honor free will. Do not fight something. I do not mean just surrender to it, give up, don't do the best for yourself. I mean, when I see someone who is posting or talking about, I'm fighting this and I'm going to win this, what you fight against persists. Whenever you go to war, you're persisting war. when you are hit with a diagnosis, and people mean well, organizations mean well, it's not judgment. It's just not the highest level of going at it. The best thing to do is to look within yourself. What do I need to heal in this moment? How could this possibly have occurred? And even if you're not sure, get in the present moment and start living from that present moment, and the answers will come. The answers will come on, oh, I was feeling rage towards that, or anger, or stress about that, or worry, or hate about that. It will be revealed. And then you chip away at it. You go about, well, what can I do to somehow improve that? Because sometimes it cannot be a leap, perhaps, in your mind. If it's about a current job that you have, well, perhaps it is not for the best that you walk out the next day. But if it is for the best that you walk out the next day, then walk out the next day. Whatever you can do to start to bring the healing will bring the healing within yourself. And when it comes to helping others, I'm being told to say to you, it kind of works the same. Don't say to them, let's fight this. Let's win this. Just say, what can I do to support you? I'm here. I'm here. Do you need to talk to me about something? Do you need to get out of the house for the day? What can I do to lend you my support? Many people, I giggle about this at times, about my own self. When I have had to focus on health blocks, I will feel tremendous pressure to be okay. People who care about me will say, you have to be okay. You have to live long. You have to be all right. And that can put a lot of pressure on someone. And I giggle about it because I know ultimately it's within me about what my will wants to do. But, it's a compliment. It means I'm cared for. It means I'm loved. And the people who say that, they're projecting their worry and their anxiety onto me about it because they love me. And that is fine. But I have to do my part not to turn it into resistance to what I'm trying to do. And cause myself to have more blocks to healing. So it's so very important to understand that your health, your life is an inside job. It is completely an inside job. And while there are tools out there, while there are people that love you, that support you, organizations, ultimately, medical professionals too, it's all right for it to be a compliment. Ultimately, it is an inside job. Many of our healing blocks, many of the blocks within us, actually all of the blocks usually within us come from what happened when we were young, the inner child time. Now, occasionally, it can be a past life. It can be, I don't even feel it really can be an adult time block, because generally an adult block comes from an inner child block. It's something that's happened to bring out what's happened before. But can it occasionally be something you've carried over from another incarnation or lifetime? Yes. But I will say that 99% or more of the time, perhaps even 99.9%, it's something that happened to you when you were very young, before you had any blocking mechanisms, when you were a sponge. I mentioned his name before, I believe, to those who've listened to me before today's podcast, but I recently discovered some teachings of a monk, or a retired monk, I want to say, Dandapani. And he is on YouTube, and he speaks of us, our everyday habits, our who we are in our who we've been formed in our subconscious mind, and then live every day on autopilot. We are formed by 3 years old. I believe it can be even younger. We hear those around us. We feel those around us, and we adopt their perceptions and their beliefs, and then we walk around with them. And sometimes it's their pain that we adopt, the perception of, I was supposed to do something about this adult pain that I perceive in front of me. All beliefs are formed from perceptions. Beliefs, sometimes they're little whispers from God. Like everything happens for a reason. That's a whisper from God. But other beliefs, such as, so it's kind of a knowing. I don't even say everything happens for a reason as a belief. A belief would be, by the way, that money doesn't grow on trees, when it literally does. It's paper. Or coins, but a lot of it's paper. And so that's a belief that an adult handed down to you. You have to work hard for the money. Now, yes, even if you are doing your life purpose and you're passionate about it, you're putting in your time passionately, you are perhaps working hard. But that belief is often given, you have to work hard for the money, like you have to work hard for someone else. You have to put in the hours. It has a coldness and a deadness to it. That's a belief. You do not have to do your work life a certain way. You actually should be finding what you love to do and then putting all your time to doing that. It's on your own terms. But it's often given a more negative connotation. So these are things that are, and you probably can think of some that you believe, some of your beliefs. And are they real? Are they based upon facts? No. They're based upon what you learned. Just as hatred is learned. Just as racism is learned. No one comes to this earth with those two feelings. They're taught. And then we just walk around thinking things and saying things and thinking we're right. You're not necessarily, quote, right. But if you even hear it from someone else or hear it from yourself, give it love. Understand it came from a human to that person, and they adopted it as a belief. And we can always transform our beliefs. We're in a day and age when we know that we can and that it is important to do so. So, how does that tie into healing? If you are walking around this earth with blocks of rage, of hatred, it's burning up your body inside. It's destroying it. If you are walking around with lack of self-love for yourself, it is harming you. And the physical is always last. So eventually, what you feel inside shows up physically in your body. If you feel stress, if you feel worry, if you're burning yourself out at all at work or in life, it's going to show up. You're going to land in the hospital. But not only that, it shows up in your financial life. It shows up in your relationships. It shows up in how kind people are to you. The kinder you are to yourself, the kinder the world will be to you. The more loving you are to yourself and others, the greater you'll get it back. It boomerangs. What you put out, you get back. But you can't put out love if you don't feel it for yourself. You cannot give love to a spouse or partner unless you feel it for yourself. It's all conditional. When you give it to them, you're asking for them to give you love for yourself back. It has to root and form and grow within you first. And here's an amazing thing. The moment that you start concentrating on developing self-love for yourself and love of others and removing your blocks, other blocks will come up. Other healing will need to happen. It's a daily project. The greatest healers, the greatest spiritual teachers, even those who are the most successful in this life financially, do healing work all the time, if not every day. It's a constant project. Now, yes, I am sure there is a strong possibility perhaps that someone's figured it all out, but I'll tell you, most of the time, no. Even if you're looking at them and you go, oh, they have the best life, they're working on something inside. Because the subconscious is so strong. And it doesn't want to always let go of what we carry around with us. And sometimes we think we've gotten it done. And then it pops up again. There'll be a memory that comes up. Someone says something that triggers something. But it's worth it to go there. It's worth it to go into the healing. So how does it start? Well, first I want to say, get into the present moment, and it's not an easy thing, because you have to really, it's a practice, it's a discipline. You have to remove all distractions. And we get very distracted. We're multitaskers in this world. In the present moment means that you are not focused on what happened in the past, that you are not thinking about what's yet to come in the future. I am in the present moment more and more in my life and still perfecting it. But I've noticed something. I've noticed that if someone asks me, is this date good for you in the future? I can't even answer because I am so focused in the present moment. I have no idea. I can't go there. So then I have to go there because they're trying to plan something. So a person like me who is used to setting up their calendar, I am moment to moment now. I have a work calendar. But I could not tell you much about future dates. In the present moment, and you'll know you are, is the greatest thing you can do for healing. It literally heals everything in that moment. It's done. Because you are connected to higher energy, to the highest vibration in the present moment. Notice how calm you are. How the stress, the worry, the anger, all of it goes away. You're idyllic. You have serenity. That's where the healing takes place, right there. And not only that, you get inspirations. You get ahas, you get answers. I get reminders all the time I have to do something. Oh, and I always say out loud, thank you. Because I'm in source. I'm not blocking anything. And when you're in the present moment, your body starts to heal itself. Your intuition grows. There's so many good things. Your wealth grows in the present moment. Because you're not thinking about lack. You're not feeling lack in the present moment. You're not thinking about what bills you have to pay and the stresses and worries that can come upon us all. In the present moment, it's missing. So we have body healing. We have wealth growing. We have relationships prospering. And also, when I speak about healing taking place, the body restores. The body was built to restore itself naturally. But another thing that will happen, and I'm smiling about this, is that you'll think I'm in the present moment, life is cruising. Then all of a sudden something will occur, another thing will occur, and another thing will occur. That is also healing. And what I mean is, in the present moment, you manifest. So if you've been wanting a new car, the current car will break down, which will require money. Or the house will get a leak. Or something else will happen. Or maybe you'll get laid off from work or something. And you'll go, wait, Lisa, I was in the present moment. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm healing. Life was cruising along and all of a sudden, all these horrible things happened. What is going on? Healing. Manifestation. Transformation. It doesn't always happen in a smooth, downstream kind of way. So you have to keep your A game going there and not slip. Not get into, oh my goodness, it didn't work. And now I have all these things to deal with. No, it is working. Just stay with it. Fasten your seatbelt and just stay with it. It's so very important because it'll all turn out for the better. The storms will pass. You'll get through it. It'll be all right. I just had it happen to me within the last couple, I would say probably a couple weeks ago. It's like, okay, there's a lot going on here. all at once. But I knew it was growing me. There was a reason for it. Just stay with it. And I noticed that something's still ongoing, but it's all right. It's not huge. It's actually small in the scheme of things. But there were little things happening all at once. And, so I'm one of those people, and you may be as well. A big, large thing, no problem. Little, small things all at once. I've got to keep myself together. And so, one of the things that happened that is now better, it came out of it. It came out of it, like flowing out of it. And it's all right. And now things are better than they were before it happened. So that's what I'm talking about. Stay with it. And sometimes as well, you'll find I'm in the moment. Everything's healing. Things are going great. And suddenly I have relationship issues. Or someone around me is cranky. Or I feel cranky all of a sudden. I don't understand why. Again, what needs to be healed is showing itself to you. And in case of other people, they know you're going through a transformation and they don't like it. They know if they're going to stay with you, they're going to go into a transformation as well, and they'll fight it at first. So, stay with it. Stay in the present moment. And in the present moment, if you do have a diagnosis, you'll know which way to go with it. That's not going to work. This will work. That doctor is good. This one isn't. You'll be very powerful. You'll be your greatest advocate. Now, when I speak about healing, there is healing and then there is transition. And I'm not talking about when you get a diagnosis and your will surrenders, or when someone gets a diagnosis and their will surrenders. I'm talking about those who have a will to still be here. That's a whole different, probably its own podcast. I'm talking about those with a will. And why? What is going on? How do I handle it? How do I make this for the better? And as long as your will is to be on this earth, there is a purpose to what's going on. And so, go in there and learn and grow and be your own best friend. I recently, because I'm really doing this practice of being in the moment and of really being there for me, I've grown in my love for myself. I've grown in appreciation of my body. Because your body, and my body will respond to it more and more. Like I am happy and amazed at how my body works. It's normal everyday functions that most of us don't think about. That love, as it grows, will continue to work in my favor, giving me the most powerful tool to be healthy and to have everything that I want in life. Now, very briefly, because we're already on 29 and a half minutes, when you have weight on you, weight is your body protecting you. It's also an inner child block. Do not look at your weight from a physical perspective, because what you look at expands. And you're looking at it most likely, if you do feel you've weight on you, as I'm not happy with that. It's a resistance. Inside healing, inside love, in the present moment will take care of the weight and bring you step by step to your ideal body weight. If you heal within, your body doesn't need to protect you. It thinks it's doing you a favor. You can even talk to it and say, I understand that you are doing me a favor, that you're serving me, that you're trying to protect me, but I don't need you anymore. I'm all right. We can get through this life without the extra barriers, without the extra protection. Look at yourself with love. Even give yourself a kiss in the mirror. But do not look at what you want to change on your physical body, because that is resistance. That is saying, I don't like it, and what you look at, you get. So you get more of what you don't like. Okay, it's just a little note there that I wanted to address. When you remove blocks, there's nothing stopping whatever you want from your life from coming to you. And all blocks need to be healed. They're from lack of healing. So bring, I don't like the word lack. They are there because something needs to heal. Give yourself that love. There are tools. I do tools, whether it be hypnosis, tapping, Sedona method, tapping's emotional freedom techniques. Sedona method from Hale Dwoskin is excellent. Ho'oponopono method, Hawaiian ritual, can be a great healing tool. I'm going to actually dive into that a little bit more soon. Another service, if you are in my area or can connect with me through Zoom, etc. There's so many tools, neurolinguistic programming, all kinds. Look into those tools to assist you. You're not in this world alone. So important to know it. You don't have to do it on your own. And also, say yes and no when you want to. Back up and give yourself space when you need it. Be the advocate for yourself. And you'll get what you ask for, you shall receive. And what you really want, instead of what is on autopilot. I hope that makes some sense. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Please be sure to go to my website, lisahaupt.com. Also, please follow me on Facebook under Lisa M. Haupt, Spiritual Coach and Medium. You are also welcome to friend me on my personal page, but that's my personal page. I don't really post a lot there. It is best to go to the business page. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week. All the best. Thank you.